The microphone haters, y'all are gonna hate this one. Y'all are gonna hate this one. I'm sorry. How do I turn off? Did I do something on accident? Hello everybody. Listen, before I recommend you some of my favorite books to correlate with my favorite songs, I want to recommend you one of my favorite brands out there, which is Squarespace. If you guys need to set up a website for whatever reason, whether you're thinking of running a blog, an online storefront, whatever it may be underneath the sun, Squarespace is the way to go. I have talked so many times about what I love about Squarespace and I'll highlight some of my favorite features for you guys. First of all, they make it so easy to create your website. I feel like that's one of the most challenging aspects of creating a brand, is just creating it. And I used Squarespace's AI tool to help me through the building of the website. It made it so seamless and easy, helped me pick the coloring, the font, the layout, everything that I needed, as well as if you're running somewhere that you were using payments, Squarespace Payments makes it so easy for you. They offer so many different payment options to make it easy for you and your consumers on the website. Also, they're here to help you grow your brand and reach your audience on your website. They help with things like email campaigns, and they help you build your own emails to send out to people to bring in more website traffic. So if you guys are interested, head on over to squarespace.com to start your free trial. When you guys are ready to launch, head on over to squarespace.com/JustySaidWell to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. As always, thank you so much again, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. Hello, everybody. We may be confused. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to title and thumbnail a video before it's up. Like, I don't know. I don't think that far ahead. So I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing. All right. Well, that was an interesting choice on my part. Sorry. Basically, I was thinking of a video to make, and I was like, I kind of want to do like a book rec video. Then I was thinking to myself, like, should I do like songs off my favorite album type of thing? But then I remembered that I have been working on for, I don't even know how long now. I've been working on my favorite songs of all time playlist. Like, these are songs that I relate to, that I love so much, that are just like amazing songs in my opinion. I actually always have my Spotify link down below. I don't know why I link it. Like, I'm this musical artist that people want to like know about my music taste. But I always have it linked down below in case anybody, cares about that. I'm still working on it, work in progress. So I thought, you know what would be fun? If I'm not going to do one for every single song, because there are so many songs on the playlist, even just at the start of it. I'm going to shuffle. I don't know how many times, but we're going to shuffle. And then depending on what song pops up, I'm going to look to my bookshelf and come up with a book recommendation. I thought that would be fun. So if you have the same music taste as me, or if you're going to look up this song, I don't know, like maybe I'm giving you song and book recs. I don't know. Okay, we're over here on the playlist. I'm going to just press shuffle, and then we're gonna start this out. Obviously, these are like my favorite songs, so when they pop up, like, I know what these songs are about. I've probably done like a basic dissertation on these to anybody who literally just has ears. Okay, why am I nervous to shuffle? Okay. Godspeed by Frank Ocean. This one's interesting, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've always looked at this, like certain parts of it, like not really in like a romantic way. I've always kind of looked at like the specific lyric. It says, there for you still and I will forever. That was my part of the deal. And wishing you Godspeed, glory, there will be mountains you won't move. I've always looked at that in more of like either a platonic way with like friends, or even like siblings or family, like stuff like that. I've always looked at Godspeed more like that, in that lens. Like, if you guys have never heard Godspeed by Frank Ocean, by the way, you're missing out. The start of the song, I will always love you how I do, let go of a prayer for you, just a sweet word, the table is prepared for you. I'm gonna go with how I always interpret this song. Even the lyric that says, you look down on where you came from sometimes, but you'll always have this place to call home always. I've just always done this in like a family sibling type of way. So for Godspeed, I'm going to recommend Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. Now, this is a story that follows two brothers who grew up in the same household, but they both feel very, very different about the childhood that they had, and also their relationship as siblings is very rocky because they have a little bit of an age gap and there's just not really a whole lot of understanding there. So you're following these two brothers in different perspectives. Recently, they just lost their father. So you're basically seeing these two live out their lives and how, one, the grief is affecting them differently, two, just their lives, period. And then three, the sibling and family relationship as they unpack and try to transform it. I love this book. Me and Sally Rooney had a rocky start at first, but I'm gonna be honest, I started reading Sally Rooney when I was in high school. Sometimes I wasn't fully grasping things, but this one was really, honestly, one of my favorite reads out of last year. Now we're just gonna skip, see what comes up next. Okay. Next up, we have Right Where You Left Me by Taylor Swift. Obviously, this song, we're following a breakup that was very detrimental to your mental. Did not mean to have that rhyme and or rap. I didn't mean to do that, but Right Where You Left Me. Even if you don't listen to Taylor Swift, or maybe this isn't one of your favorite songs, it's become a very, very like popular saying. I've even seen like on Instagram, TikTok, etc. Amongst people to say, I'm still at the restaurant, which basically is the metaphor that's used in this song, where she's saying, obviously there's an event where she went to this restaurant, he broke up with her, she was blindsided, and even though physically time has moved on, he's moved on, she has had to move through life, she's still at the restaurant mentally, and she's never left. So this is from the perspective of just like a relationship that has really, really affected you. Yes. Nope, that's the wrong one. 1 second. Where's this book at? It was in the spot where this book usually is. That's why I grabbed it. We have Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Unfortunately, this is the fourth book in the series. It's a second Daisy Hates book, but it's the fourth book in the Magnolia Parks universe. So I can't get into it a whole lot, but what I will tell you is there's just I guess you could say right person, wrong time, right person, wrong lifetime scenario going on within this book, and it's genuinely heartbreaking, and it's from a point of view that I feel like people might not expect, and it's genuinely, like, it has affected me as a person, and when I think about I'm still at the restaurant, this is what I think about. So Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Okay, we have Cardigan. I'm gonna be honest, some of these songs I am skipping a recommendation on because like Deja Vu by Justin Bieber came up, and I'm like, those are songs that like I don't know how to like attach that to a vibe of a book. Like it's just kind of a song. Like some of these are just songs that I really enjoy, either like the melody or the vibe of, but a lot of these songs I'm emotionally connected to. So moving on, we have Cardigan by Taylor Swift, one of my genuine folklore, one of my favorite albums of all time. Cardigan, one of my favorite songs of all time. I have been annoying in the amount of streams that this song has gotten. I mean, literally for at least the past 2 years, this song has been one of my most streamed songs. Anyway, love this song. So we've got two people, we're talking about two people who are not in a relationship anymore, but you're still kind of like holding out this hope for them, or just at least thinking about them. For this specific lyric, there's one specific lyric that I've always connected to this song, and I think it's because there's a scene in the book or show or something. I don't know why I'm seeing it in my head. We have Normal People by Sally Rooney. Okay, Sally Rooney is eating up this video. The reason that I'm recommending this one for Cardigan is because there's a lyric / part of the song that remind me of them, especially if you've read the book. I feel like you'll know, which I will come back to, but the one that makes me always like think of the song is when it says, I knew you'd linger like a tattooed kiss, I knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs, the smell of smoke would hang around the songs, I knew everything when I was young, I knew I'd curse you for the longest time, chasing shadows in the grocery line, I knew you'd miss me once the thrill expired, and you'd be standing in my front porch light, and I knew you'd come back to me. Whenever I listen to this song, I am constantly thinking of Connell and Marianne, because that is like the epitome of them just in one go, but also how we talk about when you're young, they assume you know nothing, and also the like knowing you and who you are as a person. Like also Peter losing Wendy, like that feeling of like wanting somebody to grow up and realize what's in front of them. Y'all, so many lyrics. The you drew stars around my scars and now I'm bleeding. Try to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy. Like y'all, if you've read the book and you really think about these lyrics, it is literally them. Sorry, I'm gonna keep going on about it. Playing hide and seek and giving me your weekends. Just think about that for a second. Just think about that. If you have never read Normal People, I would recommend you read it, for one, life-changing, but then come back and listen to Cardigan and just listen to it and think about Connell and Marion. Next step, let's see what we got going on next in the recommendations. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. There's a couple that I think about when I think about this song. I feel like I'm like, if there's another song that's literally on this album that pops up, I'm gonna be like, because I want to recommend it for this couple. Also, can I just talk about My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys? One of my favorite songs, again, of all time, and it was one of my most streamed songs this year. I have listened to it an absurd amount of time. And this song is basically about a couple, they break up, and it's just like, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. Like, there's just this feeling of being with this person, and he does all of these things because he cares. Okay, I just feel like I have to do it. I'm gonna say the Magnolia Parks universe. Specifically the two people that you're following in the Magnolia Parks books. I'm sorry to say it. This is maybe not like because you're scared of the relationship, but because of certain things that have went on. Like, these books are very, I feel like a lot of trauma, and they're emotionally heavy as well. But I just feel like I think of them when I'm thinking of this book. Like, it's a little bit toxic. And also the lyric of like, once I fix me, he's gonna miss me. Even though I don't feel like Magnolia as a character is like outwardly this person that's like not confident, I think, however, she does some things, maybe not even knowing, to kind of fit that narrative. So if you're wanting a vibe like that, again, I'm recommending the Magnolia Park series. Peace by Taylor Swift is such a beautiful song. I love it so much, and I relate to it on a level not from being famous, but from a different perspective. And that's what I love about music and also books, is that there's so many things that you can take from the song and relate it to in your life, or something that you are passionate about that maybe other people don't. But the basic kind of message in Peace is like, I'll never be able to give you peace because of, some type of variable in your life maybe is not going to bring 100% peace to this relationship, and like, are you okay with that? Will you stay with me through that? And kind of where I feel like a lot of where this song is coming from is, since it's a Taylor Swift song, it's coming from, her lifestyle and like paparazzi and just being famous, and what the price of what comes with that fame. And are you going to be okay with staying with me through all of that? Can you deal with that? A lot of stuff just fell. I'm going to recommend Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, because a big part of this book is some things surrounding publicity with our female main character, and the man, Weston, that she has romance with, he's normal. He lives in this small town, and he has like nothing to do with any fame or any part of that life. And she obviously, has this romance and these feelings for him, and she deals with a lot of like outside noise. So this one, obviously, it's not super like, you're not getting a super devastating emotional read, but if you want like a romance kind of rom-com-y feel take on this song, so the song's kind of sad. I just spit. Oh my god. Like, drool was literally like going down my face. I don't know what is happening. Peter. Okay, I really hope that we don't just have Miss Swift on here, but okay. Peter is one of these songs that I cry to on the regular. My close family and friends are concerned. Peter can be taken multiple different ways. Thank you to the editors on TikTok, because I cry to edits on TikTok that use this song about Chronicles of Narnia and Spider-Man and so many things. This one is also about a relationship where you break up because maybe it's not the right time, and this person is promising these things to you of like, we're gonna get back together, just give me a little bit of time. And like, the big lyric in this song is, you said you were gonna grow up, then you were gonna come find me. Obviously the parallel to the Peter Pan. A little bit of a deep cut, but honestly, I think of Before We Were Strangers. It's been a while since I've read this book. However, this one does have more of a happy ending, but this one, it's a then and now perspective, and I mean, there's years in the middle of it, and it's about these two college students that met in an NYU dorm and get in this relationship, and then, it's kind of like a then and now perspective, and you're seeing like years in the future. Like, it's been years. It's been, I think it's 15. Yeah, met 15 years ago, and you just kind of see their story and see where you go from there. And that definitely reminds me of Peter. A lot of Taylor Swift on this playlist, you guys. Okay, Fresh Out the Slammer. Fresh Out the Slammer is getting out of a relationship that drained you and going to somebody that is like going to make you happier, essentially, is where we're looking at this one. I am going to say Funny Story by Emily Henry. And you guys may be like, what? But those of you who have read it, think about this. This one, you're following two people. Both of them have just been dumped by their like long-term significant other. And they have to then like go into this arrangement of living together because they just like, you know, their whole entire life has just went in front of their face. So with this one, the lyrics of like, another summer taking cover, he don't understand me, I'm running home to you, like you're the person that I'm running to after this relationship, finally feeling like understood by somebody after feeling like you were in a dark time in this relationship, finally finding somebody that you feel like understands you and sees who you are as a person and understands and appreciates you. And I feel like that's what's happening in Funny Story. I was putting the book backs. Oh my, what is wrong with me? Genuinely, what is wrong with me? I will give an honorable mention because I did just skip over You're Losing Me by Taylor Swift, and I do relate that also to Funny Story, especially for the bridge. The iconic bridge in that song, I Wouldn't Marry Me Either, Pathological People Pleaser. Oh, no, you wouldn't know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Happy Place, You're Losing Me. The iconic bridge, if you love that bridge of like, I wouldn't marry me either, a pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. I'm just, oh my god, wait. The bridge of this song, this whole entire song, period, You're Losing Me, that is literally Happy Place when you learn kind of the history in one of the parts of this book. Oh my gosh. I sent you signals and bit my nails down to the quick. My face was gray, but you wouldn't admit that we were sick. And then just the whole entire bridge, fighting in only your army, front lines, don't you ignore me. I'm the best thing at this party. I Wouldn't Marry Me Either, a pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. And I'm saying, do something, babe. Say something, risk something, lose something. That is literally a big part of Happy Place. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just skipped over This Is Me Trying. You want to know who relates to This Is Me Trying? Me. Here's my thing. I'm trying to skip over a lot of the Taylor Swift songs, even though I have really good song recommendations for those. Like, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac is one of my favorite songs ever. And if I was going to just like recommend Fleetwood Mac songs or just like the overall vibe of Dreams, because Dreams, one of my favorite songs of all time, but it's not necessarily like about a relationship or a story. It's kind of like just about life. Like, you know, the whole entire song is just this vibey song about life. However, if you are living under a rock and you've never read Daisy Jones and the Six, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is just a rumor and everybody just like ran with it, or if Taylor Jenkins Reid confirmed this. I literally don't know. But it's supposedly, allegedly, it is allegedly very much inspired by Daisy Jones and the Six and the story of that band and Stevie Nicks particularly. And I love this book so much. It's one of my favorite books of all time. You want that vibe of just kind of that like dreamy vibe, especially in the TV show. The TV show is amazing. I would say Daisy Jones and the Six. Free Now. This is actually one of my favorite Gracie Abrams songs. I really love this song. I'm gonna say Right Person, Wrong Time again with this feeling, because specifically the bridge is my favorite part of this song, where it's like, well, first of all, the song starts and it's like, you openly admit you're away from healing. Like, there's obviously this is not the right time for us to be in a relationship. A lot of the beginning of the song is like looking at this relationship and like, you know, we're just not right for each other right now. Like, even the, again, chorus, bridge, it's a pain that I caught you at a bad time. It's a shame that I memorized your outline. You were straight up with me. You were so kind, but I knew what you knew, honey. Great minds. It was harsh because I lost what you wanted. I was brave when I kissed you in London. We're collateral here, man. We got hit. Hope you find somewhere safe for your baggage. Every page that I wrote, you were on it. Feel you deep in my bones. You're the current, and I showed no restraint. It was something I was scared of till you made me love it. If you find yourself out, if there is a right time, chances are I'll be here. We could share a lifeline. If you feel like falling, catch me on the way down. Never been less empty. All I feel is free now. I am going to recommend The X-Files. Now, this one is a second chance. A lot of these have happy endings. I'm mostly a happy endings girls in my romance. The reason I'm recommending this one is because, especially at the beginning, where it's kind of talking about needing to heal, needing to fix something, like we're just not right for each other right now, but if there was like a future in which we could work, I would want to be with you. It's definitely this couple at the beginning of the book because, like I said, second chance romance. Things didn't work out because of something that happened between them, and basically there's like a lot of healing and stuff that is talked about in this book that goes on between this couple, and eventually, you know, like finding your way back together. But especially the vibe of this song reminds me a lot of The X-Files. Next song that popped up is Cherry by Harry Styles. And this song is obviously from the perspective of Harry and his past relationship. One of the most like memorable lyrics is, "Don't you call him baby, we're not talking lately. Don't you call him what you used to call me." It's basically about kind of like seeing somebody that you were with and that you're still in love with be out with other people or be in a relationship with others, and this feeling that you have in resentment towards like the other person and the relationship itself. I am going to give this to Nothing Like the Movies. Now, this is technically in the young adult genre, but they are like, what are they, like 20, 21 in this book? And this is definitely the feeling that Wes is giving the entirety of the book. That like, don't you call him baby, we're not talking lately. Like, don't call him what you used to call me. Because there's like a fake dating scenario going on, not within the main couple, but this point of view of this song is definitely giving Wes. Next up, we have Opposite by Sabrina Carpenter. And basically this whole entire song is about somebody that you used to be with and seeing them with their new significant other out, and they are like completely the opposite from you, and how that can feel as a person. I am randomly going to recommend you guys Summer Fridays because I'm not going to get into why. But there's a big part of this book that revolves around something that very much feels like this scenario in a lot of ways, of this kind of like what do you say when you're like thinking about something? I don't know. It's in this specific scenario of like thinking about the other person and comparison, you know, contemplating when you're contemplating this subject. And I would definitely recommend Summer Fridays. We have The View Between Villages by Noah Kahan, one of my favorite songs of all time when I want to sob my eyes out. This song's more about like, I always related to it like living in a small town and coming back to this small town. There's just a whole lot going on in the song. Very emotional song, like coming back to this place, but it feels so unnatural and unusual to you. Me singing the lyrics like, past Algebra Road, it's all coming over me, I'm angry again. You know what? This may sound weird. I'm going to say The Women by Kristen Hanna. And this, if you haven't read it, or maybe even if you have, but the lyric of the like, past Algebra Road, I'm over the bridge, a minute from home, but I feel so far from it, the death of my dog, the scratch of my skin, it's all washing over me, I'm angry again, the people I lost here, the things that I knew, they've got me surrounded for a mile or two. That feeling, that overwhelming feeling of like coming back to somewhere after something big in your life has happened, and also the flashbacks of things in your life when you're coming back to this place. The second half of this book, I feel like our main character, Frances, right? Or Frankie? Okay, both of those are right. They call her Frankie. Her name's Frances. I feel like really, really relates to that, and the just like feeling of being overwhelmed and sad coming back to a place that she thought she once knew. You know what, guys? I think that's where I'm going to end off with this video. I tried to pull some books that I feel like I don't talk about a whole lot, but then again, I'm like looking at the pile and I'm like, we talked about Happy Place and Daisy Jones and the Six and the X-Files and a lot of books that I, you know, talk about a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff you guys know how to do. If you guys want to see another video like this, let me know. And if you never want to see it again, I will never make it again. Don't you even worry about it. But either way, I will see you guys when I see ya. I love you so much. Peace.